Hey, welcome along to another edition of AST. Still here in Tokyo, keeping one eye on the Olympics, but also one eye on events in the MLS. And Christian, talk to me about LA Galaxy, a thumping defeat, this time to FC Dallas.
Well, first of all, konnichiwa, Dan. The games come fast and furious, right? But you can't overlook FC Dallas with the star performance of the week coming from Ricardo Pepi, the youngest player ever in the history of Major League Soccer to record a hat trick at the age of 18 years and just 196 days old. What a performance it was. It was a standout performance and two very well taken goals. The first one a little bit fortunate, but it kind of highlighted the inefficiencies at the back as the Galaxy were absolutely hapless in terms of defending. But, hats off to FC Dallas. Deserved winners. They really needed this win. A 4-match winless run off the back of 3 consecutive wins. And at the bottom of the Western Conference, it's a team that's been decimated by the departures of some of the younger players like Tanner Tessman, the recent of which going out to Venezia in his summer move. So FC Dallas putting together some comprehensive performances, but I was really impressed with their clinical ability in front of goal. They didn't create that many chances, but when they arose, they really took them. Not so for Los Angeles. Really struggling right now. 1 point from 9 in their 3-game road run and really missing a lot of players, namely Chicharito, who continues to be sidelined with injury, Sega Koulibaly, and of course 3 other players who are prime contributors in the form of Seba Leggett, Captain Jonathan Dos Santos, as well as Efrain Alvarez. But, no excuses at this time of year. The Galaxy got to get it together. They've lost 3 of their last 4. FC Dallas, with that win, they move up, of course, all the way up to the 10th position, up 3 places off the foot of the table.
So FC Dallas on the up, but a side that's really catching the eye at the moment, certainly my eye, that has to go to Nashville. Another fantastic victory for them, this time against Cincinnati.
Well, the individual performance of the week belonged to Ricardo Pepi, but CJ Sapong wasn't far behind. Nashville has suddenly caught fire, and a team that was noted for its pragmatism and its foreboding defending is now starting to become the attacking flair must-watch team in all of Major League Soccer right now. CJ Sapong with a brace, 4 goals in the last 5 games for the former Philadelphia Union striker. We know about Ani Mukhtar's exploits, scoring that hat trick earlier against the Chicago Fire. Ake Logba has really yet to hit his stride, just integrating himself with the team, but They've caught fire in front of goal, 7 games unbeaten, 4 of which have resulted in victories. This is a team, too, that they still have that pragmatism, and they're going about their business in that 3-5-2 setup without the likes of Walker Zimmerman, who was injured while away with the U.S. men's national team at the Gold Cup. 3 clean sheets in their last 5 games. It's going to be a real interesting run of games for Nashville. I think they're the real deal. I think they've got an excellent head coach in Gary Smith. Coming up on Sunday, away to a resurgent Toronto FC, which is a bit of a wild card there, but then a huge one coming up next Wednesday, away to the New England Revolution, who, for my money, are the best team in Major League Soccer. It's going to be a fun week, an interesting, tough test of a week coming up for Nashville, who are proving to be the real deal.
Yeah, New England Revolution again looking the part. A 3rd straight win now for them, this time against Montreal. What did you make of that performance?
Dan, New England had a little bit of a blip at the end of June, losing against Dallas in Texas, and then followed that up a few games later with that shock home loss to Toronto FC. Now, all of a sudden, 3 consecutive wins for Bruce Arena's team. But what a goal it was from Gustavo Bo, an absolute right-footed rocket. This is a guy that, he's known as La Pantera, 9 goals on the campaign. I believe it's around 3rd best in Major League Soccer. I like the power from the former Cholos man, along with Teal Burnbury up top. And it's a nice 1-2 punch, but it's big. It's a big, strong attack that has really unhinged defenders. They've allowed themselves to occupy those defenders, and it's been extremely problematic for the opposition. And you throw in the creativity with Carlos Gil, pulling the strings and really starting to hit his stride. But let's look no farther than this team that they scored 30 times. It's the best attacking record in all of Major League Soccer. And defensively, no slouch, and they're doing it without the likes of Matt Turner. I think this right now, they've surpassed Seattle Sounders as the best team in terms of balance and in terms of a consistent run of results. No fault of Seattle with all of their injuries and such, but New England proving to be the cream of the crop out east and emerging, in my money, as the best team in Major League Soccer. Some tough games coming up. Wednesday, of course, next week against Nashville. We talked about that earlier. That's going to be quite the showdown. Is Nashville red hot coming into that one? And then a tricky one the following Sunday against the Philadelphia Union, which will have implications at the top of the Eastern Conference standings. But Bruce Arena continues to push all the right buttons. New England looking very well balanced right now and continuing to go from strength to strength.
Well, we mentioned Minnesota United quite a bit here on AST. Back-to-back victories now for them, their latest victory coming against Portland. What did you make of their performance?
Well, Minnesota United, they continue to be the great enigma. They started so terribly in the campaign, losing their first 4 games, and everyone was kind of scratching their head going, what is going on with this team? What is up? Well, they've really turned things around. This one loss in their last 10 games. They're back into the playoff picture, into the 6th position. You look at this team, they're starting to find some goals throughout. They haven't had an out-and-out consistent goal-scoring presence in the number 9. Robin Lod is starting to hit his stride a little bit, but all kinds of players chipping in from here and there. But it's defensively at the back where Adrian Heath has kind of tightened the screws and gotten things right. 5 clean sheets in that 10-game run. It's a team that's only allowed 7 goals in that space. Conversely, they allowed 10 in their first 4, so something is being done right. I think it's a team that really just needed a kick up the backside and a slap into reality, and how they have responded. It's been a kind schedule if you look at this for Minnesota United FC, but you can only beat the teams in front of them. They played Dallas twice and then took on San Jose and Austin, so not exactly Lions in terms of top-grade opposition, but hey, they've done what they needed to do. They've beaten the opposition in front of them. Things get a little bit tougher from here on out. Coming up next Wednesday, of course, they take that visit to LAFC and then return to take on Vancouver in Salt Lake City. Vancouver were on the bottom of the Western Conference, but 3 games without a defeat, and suddenly they're looking to a bit of a tricky prospect. So Minnesota United FC starting to finally fulfill that potential and live up to the billing that everybody thought they were going to be at the beginning of 2021.